Hello, everyone. So we're going to go over a couple of terms, then we'll go into question number 3 of why is the population of sub-Saharan Africa not have a large urbanized population when compared to other realms, okay? And I'll give you some hints so that way you can do well for the exam. So let me start with these terms right here, okay? I'm going to start with the easiest ones, which is from the bottom, and we'll work our way up, okay? So we'll start at the easiest and then work our way up. So the question is, what is food security? Well, food security, ladies and gentlemen, means that you have access to the necessary foods that will provide the necessary nutrients and caloric intake to survive on a day-to-day basis. So it means that you have easy access to the necessary nutrients and caloric intake to survive on a day-to-day basis. And I will say that this means you have access to grocery stores, restaurants, etc. Okay, and you have minimal food deserts, which means no access to fresh food that has necessary calorie and nutrient intake. Famine means is when there's a shortage of food, okay, oftentimes leads to death. Undernourished means that you're not getting enough, of the necessary calories and also nutrient intake, okay, and it leads to hunger, okay, so again, undernourished does lead to hunger, so it means you're not getting the necessary calories and nutrients leading to hunger, okay. Malnourished means is when you have a poor diet, okay, it means you're not getting the necessary nutrients. I mean, you're not necessarily hungry, but you're having a poor diet. An example would be, say, you eat McDonald's every day, or you're not getting enough vitamin C, okay? It means that you're having too much salt intake, etc. Usually this refers to people that are, obese or have a very poor diet. And then hunger means is that, it's a result of, being undernourished and, you can't function at all, okay? So hunger means is when it's a result of being undernourished and you can't function at all, okay. So again, it often leads to problems with brain activity and surviving. Now if you notice here on the map, okay, obviously a little outdated because it's showing China as being undernourished, okay, not so much now at the present, okay, but you're seeing it mostly here in sub-Saharan Africa, okay. There's no denying that it's here in sub-Saharan Africa, okay. I mean, sub-Saharan Africa has the highest rates of undernourishment because, again, people are not getting the necessary caloric intake to survive. People also, too, are not getting the necessary nutrients to survive. Okay, and that often leads to problems there with children. Okay, you've probably seen the commercials where there's children starving. And then also, too, sub-Saharan Africa is very prone to famines, because there's a lot of droughts there in sub-Saharan Africa, okay? And also you have desertification, as we talked about, in the last video. So that's the reason why it's very prone to famines when compared to other countries in the world. So I'm going to really shift gears and go into ancient sub-Saharan Africa. Now, I'm not going to read this line by line, but I do want to show you that, okay, Ghana is the cultural hearth, okay, of ancient Africa. Okay, so Ghana is situated right here. It is the cultural hearth of sub-Saharan Africa. And then with Ghana, they actually connected with North Africa and the Middle East at Timbuktu. So if you look very closely, Timbuktu is situated here on this map. Think of Timbuktu as the gateway and connection between North Africa and sub-Saharan Africa, okay? So there was that connection there between the two, realms, okay? And it allowed for trade between the two realms, okay? Salt was traded between them, gold was traded between them, and then later on with Western European colonization, they then traded even more finished products and other natural resources. But really the biggest ones were salt, gold, and even copper. Those were the largest ones that were traded between those two realms. And again, it's just a map showing where ancient Ghana is. Again, Timbuktu is here. Connection there between, North Africa and sub-Saharan Africa. Okay, and again, this is where Timbuktu is. Okay, as I said, gateway and allowed access between the two realms. So now we're going to look at the population. Now, if you look closely, it really hasn't changed a lot. You can clearly see that Nigeria is the most densely populated country within the realm. Here's Nigeria right here, okay? It is the most densely populated country within the realm. It has a population now, I know my slide is going to say 130, but now it's 160 million. Think of half of the United States population living in the state of Montana. Okay, that would be for comparison purposes. And of course, Montana only has 1 million people. So, you know, you do the math there. Okay, a little bit different there. Nigeria being a lot more densely populated, okay, when compared to, say, other countries. But for the most part, it's fairly rural. Okay, the population as a whole for this realm is half that of China. Now, China is 1.6 billion people. So you take half of the population of China, particularly in eastern China, spread out across sub-Saharan Africa. So that's why it's one of the least populated realms when compared to other, like South Asia, you know, even North Africa, and the Middle East, you know, Europe, etc. Now, I just answered where it was the largest population. I want you guys to think about this. There's only one part for it, okay? So we'll just go ahead and not worry about this right here. Okay, just 3. My question is, why does sub-Saharan Africa, not have a large urbanized population when compared to other realms? You look at East Asia, China, Japan, South Korea, very populated and very densely populated, a lot of big cities, Beijing, Shanghai, Hong Kong, okay, Tokyo, Seoul, Osaka, etc. And then you go to North America here with the United States. New York, Los Angeles, Chicago, Dallas, Fort Worth, Houston, okay, Toronto, Vancouver. Again, a lot of population density and also, too, very high urbanized population. Even look at Central America, Mexico City, okay, Ciudad Juarez, okay, again, very high urbanized population, okay, and Australia, Sydney, etc. So the question is, why? Why does sub-Saharan Africa have such a low urbanized population? Okay, I want you to come up with 3 factors for question number 3. Okay, so this question right here. I want you guys to think about this. Think of terms of development. Okay, is there a lot of industrialization occurring in sub-Saharan Africa, or is it just starting, meaning they're not really industrializing yet? You know, is there a lot of investments in sub-Saharan Africa? China's starting to, but that's more recent, okay? So you have to think of it from that perspective. Is the landscape suitable for development? Remember, in the Congo, what is the dominant landscape? Okay, what about in Namibia? Okay, what about the areas near the Sahara? Is that eligible? Can it actually work to have very large urbanized areas like Shanghai, Moscow, London, etc.? So go ahead, think of those factors, and answer question number 3 of your assignment. Again, this question right here.